that we're having today, and I'm super excited seeing you guys here. Um, as we all know, it's uh, it's a Saturday, and and it's a Q and A section. Q and A section. Sorry, I'm trying to set the light so that you can be able to see me, and also you can be able to hear me clearly. So it is our Saturday Q&A. During our Q&A section is where we discuss a lot and lot of things. We ask questions, we ask pressing questions, and we discuss matters that concern farming. We talk about agriculture, we talk about agribusiness. So if you have any question you want to ask, just join the conversation and drop your question in the comment section, and I will try my possible best to give you the answer that you want to hear concerning your farm or anything about agriculture. So I will start with going through some of the questions I got from my previous videos. I'll start with attending to those questions right now. As you can see, I'm reading from my second phone, so I'll be attending to those questions right now. Then when you join, you can also drop your question, and I will do well to give you the best answer that I could. So number one in our list of questions is from I think Ola Sodiq. He said, how many plots of land did you use? And this particular question is coming from the video I did about my pumpkin farm. That I did a video about a pumpkin, how I was able to raise some money farming ugu, that is pumpkin plants, that is vegetables as well. So the question asks how many plots I used. I answered 300 square. Hello, trying to pronounce your name, Shubhan Dada. Welcome, okay, Steve, welcome to today's Q&A. So the first question is from Ola Sodiq. He asked how many plots I used for my pumpkin, and I answered 300 square meters, and someone took offense and said, a question says how many plots, not how many square meters. It is not everybody that know the conversions of square meters to plots. Okay, the conversion, of square meter to plots. Okay, where are you from? I'm from Delta State. I'm actually in Delta State right now. Okay, Steve, please check your emails. I will do that after this live section. I will check my email. Sorry, I've not been responding to my mail. Sorry about that. So I will check my email, and I also I went to WhatsApp actually for the line in this bio, this channel bio, but I will check that after this live. I promise I will respond. Thank you very much. Okay, Steve. Which country? Okay, I'm in Nigeria. So based on the question I'm reading, this person took offense that I said I used 300 square meters. So he said, question say how many plots? Okay, I used approximately one plot and some fractions. So just call it one plot for that pumpkin that I did. So if you don't know how to calculate square meters to plots or to convert it, what I used for that pumpkin, I did the video earlier this year, is actually 1 acre. Sorry, one plot. So there's another question from Daniel Alexandra. Daniel Alexandra. He said, "Hi Chris, what is the weight of the full basket?" And this is actually for tomato. This question is for tomato. He said, Daniel Alexandra said, "What is the weight of the full basket?" So, and for people that sell by kg, there are places that you go and you see tomatoes sold by kg. There are some places that you still go and you see that sell by basket. In my location, we sell tomato by basket, not per kg. They sold by basket. You get? So, but the weight of one basket is between 27 to 30 kg for one basket. Between 27 to 30 kg. It's a little bit bigger than the normal tomato tray. It's a little bit bigger, so it's between 27 to 30 kg. I have a question here. Say, what's cost for one plot? It varies. The cost, if you're talking about land, the cost of land varies from different locations a lot. So I cannot tell you a specific price for land. So depending on where you are, the price of land differs per location and where the land is also situated. So another question I have here is from Legendary Stitches. He said, "Thank you, sir. What's the drip spacing?" Now, this particular question is from the watermelon video I did, where I was planting watermelon. I was actually transplanting after nursing. So I was transplanting, and the person asked the question, "What is the drip spacing?" So more like, what is the planting distance I use for planting watermelon? And I answered 50 cm. For me, I use 50 cm to plant my watermelon. And most importantly, if you're planting watermelon, it's important to also understand that watermelon, they are creeping plants. So you don't want to have too much population in one space. If they're overpopulated, there will be no room for proper growth. There will be no room for proper growth of your plants. So that's why what I do, because my ridges are single ridge, 0.5 meter apart, walkway single, the ridge is 0.5 meter, the walkway is 0.5 meter, and the next ridge also 0.5 meter. So what I do is to plant 50 meter distance, 50 cm planting distance, and I plant in all the spots in one line, and I will jump 2 ridges, and I plant again in the fourth ridge, and I plant in all the spots. What I'm trying to do while I jump those 2 ridges in between is to allow the watermelon to creep around that space, so that they will have enough space to spread their leaves and also give me what I'm looking for. But if you have too much plants in the same space for watermelon, it will affect the yield that you are looking for. Okay, so I use planting distance of 50 cm. Now another question I have here is from Henry Thompson. Henry Thompson said, "What type of rubber is that?" And this question is coming from the video I did where I showed we were using a plastic mulch to cover the topsoil. So he asked, "What is the rubber?" I mean, we're trying to ask what is the material we use to cover the topsoil. So it is actually a plastic mulch. When you use plastic mulch to protect the soil and also to control weed, so it is called plastic mulch. It also helps to inoculate the soil as well, and also control soil-borne bacteria and other things as well in the soil, and also controls weed as well. So it is called, it's not a rubber, it is called plastic mulch. That is Henry Thompson. And I have a question from Farm, I'm trying to pronounce the name correctly, Farm Olekos. Okay, sorry about the wrong pronunciation. He said, "For tomato, how many kg of potassium nitrate and calcium nitrate for 1000 plants during fruiting stage. To be more clear, if I buy 25 kg, how many is required for a season? Okay, I understand your question clearly. I also believe you are a farmer. So I'll give you a general overview of how you use potassium nitrate and how you use calcium nitrate, okay? And I will tell you the quantity required per plant. So what you now do is, when you have 1000 plants, you calculate what you will feed the 1000 plants for, and you will know if your 25 kg will be enough for one season or you need to buy more, okay? Now for calcium nitrate, from the first week of transplant, after you transplanted your tomato, for instance, the first week it is important that you feed with calcium nitrate. The second week it is expected that you feed calcium nitrate. The third week you now use calcium nitrate and you introduce potassium nitrate as well. So what is the quantity required per plant? Per plant, from the first week, it is expected that you feed 0.52 kg per plant at week 1. 0.52 kg per, sorry, 0.52 gram, gram, not kg. 0.52 gram per plant. So if you have 1000 plants, you calculate what's it called, 0.52 times 1000 plants will now give you the total gram you need. Now when you get that gram, you now, because those calcium nitrates are in the solid state, they are in a solid state, you understand? So when you convert the gram is also equivalent to meal. If you have Larafos Gold, there's a cover, a meal cover in Larafos Gold. That's why I used to do my measurement as well. So that meal is equivalent to gram. That meal, 50 meal, is equivalent to 50 gram as well. So per plant in first week is expected you are feed 0.52 gram per plant. So we calculate by 1000 plants and you now apply. Now let me also give you a simple illustration. If you don't want to either fatigate or you don't want to make mistake in measurement, if you get a knapsack sprayer, I always love doing experiment practical, because farming is not just to talk, it is practical. That's why most of my videos I show where I'm in the farm, but on Saturdays like this we just ask questions and we'll answer them. If you get a knapsack sprayer, if you press one press of knapsack sprayer into that meal, you will see that one press of knapsack sprayer, one press will give you approximately 20 mil. You understand? For one squeeze of knapsack. So what I do most times when they are in tender age and I don't want to fatigate, I want to be sure that all the plants get enough calcium. What I do is to mix 100 ml of calcium nitrate in 15 liters of water, and I spray round the stem of the plant, that is at the root area. I spray at the root area and they respond so well to it. So you can do that as well. But if you want to fatigate, it is expected that you calculate it by 0.52 gram per plant, multiply by how many plants you are expecting to apply it for, then it will give you the quantity you need. And if you're using 1000 plants, for instance, obviously 25 kg will be enough for you, okay? But in week 2, you have to also apply the same quantity of calcium nitrate, 0.52. Then in the third week, calcium nitrate is at 0.8 gram and potassium nitrate also 0.8 gram, 0.82 gram, 0.82 gram for potassium nitrate from the third week, 0.82 gram per plant. So you multiply by the number of plants you have, and then you now fatigate or you spray any way you want to apply it. Okay, for me, I buy potassium nitrate in quantity because the size of my farm is actually big. We have over 12,000 plants, both tomato and pepper. So we always buy often and on. So I guess this my simple illustration is enough to make you to help you determine if 25 kg bag will be enough for you or not. Now I have a question from Awolusi Clement. He said, if you are to choose between plantain and oil palm farm, which one will you choose? I will choose both. I will choose both, Clement. If you choose between plantain or oil palm farm, which will you choose? Okay, let me choose one. I will choose oil palm. I will choose oil palm. But the reason why I said that I will choose two initially is because plantain, oil palm, both are profitable in their own way. Plantain is short term. In 8 months, I'm sure I will start harvesting my plantain. Oil palm is long term. I have to wait for like 5 years to start harvesting my oil palm, or to start processing oil from my farm. 5 years, depending on if it's tenera. If it's tenera, you're sure that okay, hybrid dwarf palm, 5 years I will start cutting small. So it is more of long term. But if you are looking for something that is faster and is shorter, plantain will do it for you. But if I want to choose one from your question, I will choose oil palm. We'll go for long term. We'll play the long term game, and oil, take it or leave it, oil palm production or oil farm is actually a big deal, and there's money in it as well. So I will pick oil palm farm. Clement, thank you very much for your question. So let me go back to I believe I've been able to answer all your questions correctly the way you want it. If you're not clear, please drop a comment again and let me know, so I will also throw more light in the questions I answered. Okay, well, another more question I'm trying to also look at in the comment that we have in our previous video. Yes, I have to also talk about this as well. Someone made a comment in one of our videos and said that most of us, the comment said most my problem with YouTube farmers is the way they hype, or they high prices for production. And this comment was about the video I did when I talked about how we were able to generate 10.5 million naira from our tomato, spending 3.5 million on expenses. And this person said we overhype prices, it is not possible. I just smiled and I responded to that question. I said, I am not a YouTube farmer. I'm not a YouTube farmer. I work in the field directly. I go to the farm every day. The only day I might say I will not go to the farm is on Sunday, but I go to the farm every day. I'm a field worker. I'm not a YouTube farmer. So any figure I tell you is something that you can verify. And I also mentioned in that video that prices differ from location, from season, and the time you are working, and the labor in your location as well. So cost is not the same. I might spend 1 million working in my farm, and you on the other hand in your own area might spend 200,000 working in your farm, because the labor cost per location is different. You understand? It is actually very different. So I have a question from Steve. Can 700k run habanero on one plot for 1 cycle, including the nutrient, fertilizer, pesticide, etc.? Like how many plants? Okay, Steve, let me do a simple breakdown for your question, and then we will know if 700k can run a 1 plot pepper farm for you. Here on this channel, I don't hold anything back. I'll tell you as it is. And that was why I felt somehow when somebody said that we hike prices. Now let us do a breakdown, okay, Steve, for your question. For you to run a habanero farm, it is important that you have irrigation. You need water. You need water in your farm. You need water in your farm. Now, if you don't have a borehole in your farm, you have to create one. Am I correct? If you don't have a borehole in your farm, you have to create one. And that one, sorry, I'm trying to increase the brightness of my light so that I can, okay, yeah. So if you don't have a borehole, let's assume, okay, Steve, let's assume that you have borehole, there is water. The only thing you need is to just get materials and you work. Now, for installation materials, for irrigation, for one plot of land, because those like drip tapes, lay flat or mainline, they are not sold in parts. You must buy the complete roll of drip tape. You must still buy a complete roll of mainline. So you cannot boycott it to say, okay, I need only 30 meters of mainline. Mainline is 100 meter length. So you must buy that 100 meter. If you have anyone remaining, you keep it for the next time. So let us assume now you're buying drip tape, mainline, end lock, connectors with tap, joiners, and what else? These 5 things I mentioned. You are buying them for installation. Vis-a-vis these things I mentioned will cost you plus minus 300,000. Plus minus 300,000. If you are getting from a direct vendor or an importer as a very good price, this is dimension will cost you 300,000 for just water supply. Now, if you are going to buy habanero, currently super habanero is scarce in the market and it's one of the best habaneros that we have. The price for 1,000 seed. Now, if you're using one plot, you can plant around 700 plants in one plot of land. 700 plants. So if you want to buy, let's say 1,000 seeds of super habanero, you spend around 155,000 for the seed. Add it to your 300, it is 455 already. All right. Now you have nursing trays, fertilizers, calcium nitrate, some chemicals for pesticide, fungicide, and other things as well. Okay, 700k will go a long way. So if you are the one that will do the work yourself, you're not paying anybody, you're not paying labor, but you most likely pay for weeding. But 700k will actually go a long way. It will go a long way. Maybe along the line, might just add maybe 1 or 2 more money. And also pumping machine, I forgot to mention that. Pumping machine currently is around 120,000 or thereabout. So you see, add it to your 440 is 5 something already, 600 already. So it is staggering, but 700k can get you started to a very good point. Then you can now start adding small money to keep the farm going. Okay, so 700k can get you to some level, but not complete, not all. We have another question from Raymond Divine. Okay, Steve, I believe I gave you a clear answer. If you don't understand, please let me know also in the comment section and I will try to explain further. Raymond Divine said, please, are GMO food healthy? These have been topping the conversations for a very long time. And if we start discussing GMOs, we will not live here today. Raymond Divine, if we start discussing GMOs, we will not live here today. GMO, genetically modified organisms, are they healthy food? Are they not healthy food? If we start breaking it down, this life will not end today. but I will try to do a video where I will break these things down and make us see different perspective of the GMO. Because I won't start telling you it is good, it is bad, it is no. I will do a complete video, do a proper breakdown, the pros, the cons, the merit and demerit of this particular GMO, and you see for yourself if it's better to consume them or not to consume. So I will not say yes or no to not get people confused about it. Okay, so we'll do a video, or maybe in our next live I'll try to focus on GMOs depending on how we see questions that day. So Shodimu Mutiu, please give more information about calcium and potassium nitrate from fourth week to last harvest. Wonderful. Mutiu, that will be a very long discussion, a very long breakdown of feeding program. But not to worry, I will try. The reason why I had to create this platform for Q&A is because I struggle most times to do videos recently because of many activities. So I will try to do a breakdown. Maybe I'll put it in the community, maybe a community post, and I'll write it down there and then post it, so you can just maybe download it or save it and you use it to help you. I'm not here to hide any information from anybody. I'll give it to you straight ahead. So don't worry, Mutiu, I will do that, but we cannot do it now here because it will take a lot of time. So you're looking at 14 weeks. You're looking at 14 weeks. So if I start measuring from week 4 or from week 1 to week 14, that means I will not attend to other questions. So don't worry, I'll maybe do a video about it or write a post about it of complete feeding program from week 1, both potassium, calcium, magnesium, and other micro elements that your plant will need. I'll do that, and I'll also maybe do a video about it in my next update or anytime I see chance to do that. Okay, so that I can be able to attend to other questions. I hope you understand that. Clement also said, I normally applied calcium nitrate during flowering stage. Why do you apply it at initial stage? It's aids development of plants. Basically, calcium aids development of plants. Basically, aids that. If you want your plants to pick up fast, when you transplant them, most times I even transplant my tomatoes at 3 weeks, sometimes 2 weeks and some days. I transplant them. If you want them to pick up very fast, calcium will help do that. So it helps in plants, both the root development, to help them settle in the new field. It helps a lot. So that's what I do. Okay. But if you have been doing it from flowering stage, if you have been doing it from flowering stage and you have been seeing your results, then it's still fine. Farm is practical. Farm is in the field. Okay, so if you are doing it that way and they have been working for you, then it is good. You can only advance. But if you have not seen results, then you need to adjust. Okay. Then capital money. How many plots can one set of irrigation material cover? How many plots can one set of irrigation material? Now it depends on what you mean by one set. Different companies sell materials, coupling materials all in one. But what we do most times is we'll buy it separate, so that we can get the actual number that will be enough for us. But if you're looking at one set, let's assume one set for you now means one drip tape, one main line, one pack of connector with tap, one pack of end lock, and probably one pack of joiner in case there is any cut. That is one set for you. That will do one pack of joiner and one pack of end lock is 50 pieces each. So that will do single ridge, 50 ridges. Lay flats, the main line is 100 meter long. the the drip tape is about 2,000 meter long. So if you look at the length of the drip tape, 100 meter, around I think if we're looking at 50 by 100 for calculation, 30 meter is already 100 feet. Okay, then 90, 60, 90, around 3 plots, so one set can cover up for around 2.5 to 3 plots of land for you, for one set actually. But you might need to now get some few number of end lock and connectors to just augment it. But the main line, which are the major materials, the main line and the drip tape can cover for at least 3 plots for that one set. Capital Money also asks, and how can someone be under your mentorship? Okay, no problem. Just send a message, a WhatsApp message to the number you will see in this channel's bio. Just send a WhatsApp message to that number and I will respond as soon as possible. I got a complaint that I didn't respond to mail. Sorry about that. So Capital Money, just send a message to the number, WhatsApp only. Send a WhatsApp message to that number that you see in this channel's bio. Send it and I will respond to you after this live section. Okay, Steve also asks, you answered my questions quite well. I have water source, I have pumping machine, etc. That's why I sent you an email. Oh, all right. Okay, Steve, no problem. I will look at my mail and I'll respond as soon as possible. Thank you very much for asking your questions. Thank you very much, guys, for engaging in today's Q&A. It's already 30 minutes gone. Wow, 30 minutes gone. Wow. And I said that this last one was the last for just 30 minutes, 32 minutes already. So guys, I think at this point we'll need to call it a day or call it a night for today's live session, live Q&A section with Farmer Chris. So we'll end the Q&A session here. Next week Saturday again, same time, same station, we will return. Please bring your questions. Write your questions down and make sure you come with them. Ask your questions, and not only ask questions. If you have ideas, you have businesses you want to talk about that is in line with agriculture, agribusiness, anything at all that you think you want to share, it is also good. It's part of the conversation, part of our live program. So you can bring it in or bring it up on our live session Saturday, and we'll discuss about it. Just like I have a question from Raymond Divine that asked about GMO. These are conversations that we can also have as farmers, as people producing food for the citizens and for the nation, trying to provide food security for the nation as well. There are conversations that we need to have, and GMO, as Raymond Divine mentioned, is one of those conversations. So if you have concerns, you have discussions, you have topics you want us to talk about on Saturday during our live section, you can come here and we'll talk about it. Just drop the question and we'll discuss each of those topics. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of this live session, and I will see you same time, same channel next week Saturday. Until then, see you guys in our next video, next upload, and also the next live section. Bye for now.